Okay, so we determine the potential energy of a system of charges. Now for that, first we consider a situation where there is no charge present and we bring a charge q1 from infinity to a point O. Now since there is no other charge present in the vicinity, it means nothing is there, so no electric field is acting, no repulsion force is acting on q1, so we do not have to do any work in bringing charge q1 from infinity to point A because of the absence of any external electric field. Now there is q1 which has been kept at point O. So this is what, no work is done, and potential due to q1 at the point P, we have a point P here. Right now there is no charge at P, but the point P is here, so potential due to q1 at point P we can easily determine. If the distance is r12, then potential is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon q1 by r12. It's very simple, we have already learned about the expression for potential. Now another charge q2 is brought from infinity to P. That means in the presence of q1 we are bringing q2. So that means obviously we have to do some work in this case, and the work done on this charge and bringing it from infinity to P will get stored as potential energy of the system of charge q2 at point P. So we know that potential energy or work done is given by q into V. So charge under consideration is q2 and it is being brought in the presence of potential V1 which is due to q1 present here. So the work done of potential energy is q2 into V1. And when we substitute the value of V1 from first equation, we get the potential energy of system of two charges q1 and q2. Now this is our system of two charges q1 and q2. In the presence of q1 and q2 we bring another charge q3 at point S. The distances of q3 from both q1 and q2 are given here. So obviously first of all, if there is no charge present and we bring q1, then we do no work. So and potential at P due to q1 is the same as we have done in the earlier case. Now q2 is brought, q3 is not here still. q2 is brought from infinity to P in the presence of q1. In this situation, work done on q2 is again the same which we have determined in equation 1 here. Now both there will be potential at S due to both q1 and q2. So the potential due to q1 and q2 will be the sum of potential due to each. So due to q1 it will be 1 upon 4 pi epsilon q1 by r13 because we are determining the potential at point S. So distance of point S has to be taken. Similarly potential at S due to q2 it will be 1 upon 4 pi epsilon q2 by r23 which is the respective distance. So the total potential is at S is sum of both the potentials. And we have named it V12. And if we want to determine the work done in bringing q3 from infinity to S in the presence of this potential, then we do q3 into the potential V12. So we multiply this equation by q3, simply by q3. In this way we get the work done bringing q3. Now total work done in establishing this system of three charges, it will be the sum of all the works done. So the work done in bringing q1 is 0, work done bringing q2 it is given by equation 2, and work done bringing q3 is given by equation 4. So total work done is 0 for q1 plus equation 2 for q2 and equation 4 for q3. So we add up equation 2 and 4 and 0 and we get the total work done, which is also the potential energy of system of charges. Next we determine the potential energy in an external field. That means when there is an external field present. So first case, potential energy of a single charge. That means there is an external field E and its potential is V, because whenever there is an external field, there is an whenever there is an electric field, there is an associated potential with it. So at any point P, the potential due to this external field is external potential, and that be V at any point P. Now we bring a charge Q from infinity to P, then because of the presence of this potential, we have to do some work. That work is Q into V. We are well aware of this relation. So work done is Q into V. And this work done only is the potential energy of charge Q, or potential energy of the single charge Q at point P. Now what happens if we have a system of two charges? That means we want to establish a system of two charges. In this case, again we have the external potential V at point P, now what happens if we have a system of two charges? So here we are taking a condition where we have 2 points P and Q. Now for we have an external, due to any external electric field, we have an external potential V1 at any point P, because we know that the value of potential varies from position to position. So at any point P, the value of potential is V1. Now we bring a charge Q1 from infinity to point P in the presence of potential V1. Then we have to do work because of the presence of this external potential. This work done is Q1 V1, where V1, the R1 in the bracket shows the position vector of potential corresponding to potential. So we have to do work Q1 V1. Now again, this is the work done bringing only charge Q1. Now in the presence of charge Q1 as well as presence of the external potential at point Q, we bring another charge Q2 from infinity to another point Q, where the potential at point Q will be V2, any value V2. Then the work done in bringing Q2 from infinity to capital Q point is the sum of work done against the potential, or work done due to the presence of potential V2, and the work done due to the presence of already the charge Q1. So it will be the sum of work done due to both. It will be Q2 V2 for the potential V2, and 1/4 pi epsilon Q1 Q2 by R12 for the potential for the presence of charge Q2. So the total work done in establishing the system of two charges, it will be sum of all the values of work done, this plus the previous work done bringing charge Q1. So that is Q1 V1 plus Q2 V2 plus 1/4 pi epsilon Q1 Q2 by R12. And this work done only is the potential energy of system of two charges.